In progress.
Live right now on CBS Sports HQ, Aaron Rodgers, the betting favorite for MVP.
We will start with Bill Huber. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Aaron, congratulations and Merry Christmas to you.
Same. Merry Christmas.
Can you just take us through the play and more the emotion and the feelings of setting the record?
Yeah, like I said after the game to EA, to throw 443 on double stick, one of the first concepts I learned as a rookie in this offense, pretty cool. Been a long career, and to break a record like that on a simple play like that with staple of West Coast offense is pretty cool. Yeah, they're playing inside leverage and off. We had a different route on, just kind of adjusted the route slightly from in breakers to out breakers, and felt like Allen was going to win based on the leverage pre-snap. He caught it and, made a dive to the end zone. I wasn't quite sure if he was in or not. It was one of those, and they called it touchdown because they weren't 100% sure, and then they were looking at it. But the celebration had started. Lucas picked me up, and I got to celebrate with the guys. It was really special. Then the tribute afterwards, man, that was really cool to see, from the first touchdown to Greg on down the line, some of the memorable ones over the years, and then to get a message from Favre definitely, got me a little teary-eyed on the bench. So moment I'll never forget for sure. And I'm thankful that, for Favre's message, for the response from the guys and the crowd, obviously was really special.
Ryan Wood.
Did Lucas crack your back a little bit with that hoist in the air after, and just what kind of went through your mind after throwing the touchdown, coming over to the sideline, the MVP chance, as you said, the Brett Favre message? Were you able to see the Favre message? Just kind of, I'm curious about the aftermath. Yeah,
I was sitting on the bench, and then after 443 went up on the scoreboard, and the video played, I was, standing up and had just taken off my helmet and enjoyed that video, took a seat on the bench, saw Favre's message. And yeah, man, the emotions just kind of hit me, and the gratitude for such a long career and to be a part of history like that for this franchise is, just something that I'm really proud of and extremely grateful for the opportunity to play here for so long, and to have my path crossed by so many incredible, influential people along the way, from coaches and players and teammates to front office individuals and weight room folks and training room folks and everybody on the third floor that I've gotten to know over the years. This is a special place, and to be a part of history like this is not lost on me at all. And there was part of me was glad we got it over with. And now, hopefully we get Devontae a touchdown so he can get his record. But in that moment, I was 100% present and really grateful for all my years here and the response from the fans.
As Hadkowitz.
Hey, Aaron, kind of going off of what you just said there with Devontae, as much as that friendship and relationship with Jordy, what that meant to you, what's that been like to kind of grow that with him and to get those 2 touchdowns tonight to move it to 67?
Yeah, I mean, he's such a fantastic player. I've played with some great ones over the years. Obviously Brett Favre, incredible player, all-time great. Charles Woodson, the same, and the way that he could dominate on the field from a defensive back position was incredible. Jordy Nelson, him and I always had such a great connection. But when you start stacking up the numbers for Devontae, it's mind-blowing. I really feel like he's the best player that I played with. And I said that to him the other night, actually. I was just thinking about him and having a lot of gratitude for our friendship and the fact that I get to play with him for so many years now. And I just felt like I wanted to tell him that because it's true. Tom just read me a stat about him with, NFL history, 10 catches, 100+ yards, 2+ touchdowns in the game. 8 times he's done that. He's a special player, and nobody I've seen has that ability to continue to reinvent himself even inside of a game and set routes up the way he does. He's a fantastic player. Gives you so many great plays during the game, and the first touchdown to break the record, as much as mine was a simple double stick adjustment, his was really a freelance route. And I think that's what made him so great, is his creativity within the system. And I looked over at him on the left, and I was almost going to give him a signal to make sure that we were on the same page. But something, intuition, whatever, just said, don't do it. Just trust it. And he didn't do what basically is on the paper football offense. He went up and made his guy, lost his guy quickly, and they brought empty pressure. And he did exactly what I would have wanted to tell him, but there wasn't even a signal that could have even come close to the beauty and the creativity of that route. So it's one of those fun moments where I'm glad nothing happened. I didn't signal anything or give him any, anything that would have changed his mindset. And that's the type of player he is. He is just such a dynamic player, and he can also beat you with his mind. And I'm just, again, really thankful to be able to play with him for so many years.
Pete Doherty.
Hey, Aaron, what do you make of the way you guys have won so many games right down at the end? I think this is 5 now, where basically somebody's made a play in the last minute that won the game.
Yeah, we got to do a better job of closing games out. I mean, that's on us. But our defense has closed out a lot of games. I mean, the last 2 weeks, stopping that 2-point conversion, and then Rasul coming up with a big pick. Man, it's nerve-wracking, but winning is difficult in this league. Offensively, we got to do a better job of just being consistent. We've had some good 4-quarter games, but not consistently enough at certain times when we got to close teams out. So we got to get better at that and just kind of dial in exactly what we want to run those situations. It's a disjointed second half, and we went down 6-minute drive and only got a field goal. They came down with a lengthy drive that almost went to the fourth quarter. Then we go 3-and-out, and obviously let them get back in the game. So that was obviously disappointing, but we got to close out games better. But our defense has done a really nice job of coming up with big plays. 4 picks tonight was incredible. We sacked them 5 times. And although we gave up, a lot of rushing yards, I felt like, it was bend but don't break, and we came up with turnovers at timely situation.
Matt Steinman.
Aaron, just to clarify before my actual question, Devontae's best offensive player, or is he overtaken Seawood best overall player?
Most dominant player I've played with.
Okay. And Devontae said we took our foot off the gas on offense, and I'm sure Matt will say the same. Is that just cliche, or you agree, and why do you think that happens in a game like this?
I mean, I feel like that is a cliche, but it's the truth. I think when Yash went out, we wanted to get a couple runs to get Ben, who coming in the game off the bench, comfortable. But during that possession, they brought pressure, played 1 high, I think, on all 3 of those snaps. So, I think that would have been a good time to maybe take a shot to Devontae, because Devontae was, in his zone tonight, and it was really difficult cover always. But, it seemed like almost every single time we had single coverage on him, I hit him for a big play. So, I mean, that's all. And Matt, Matt and I had a conversation. I'm sure he's on that as well. But hindsight is 20/20 often. And Matt's been calling a great season. We just gotta find out exactly what we want to do in those situations, and then go do it, and just trust. Put the ball in my hand, give me opportunity to deal the ball to Devontae or anybody else is open, and go close out games in that situation.
Jim Polzine.
Aaron, you got me? I know the toe hurts as it is, but it seems like you can't catch a break. It's getting stepped on more often. Is it getting worse? And is there anything else? It looked almost like maybe your hip was hurting too, or is that just the toe in the first half?
No, definitely nothing with the hip. This was the best I felt in weeks. And, I did walkthrough stuff this week, almost practiced on the Thursday, which was like a Friday. Felt amazing. Didn't get an injection before the game. Was feeling really good, and kind of got rolled up there at the end of the first quarter, but kind of got past that, then got stepped on directly on the toe. And that's when the pain was pretty intense. Took care of it at halftime, and obviously felt better. But, we're over 6 weeks past this now. So we're hoping that there wasn't a major setback tonight. It feels okay right now sitting here, but, it was a good week and fun to be out there and to feel a lot better with my toe.
Rob Domofsky.
Hey, Aaron, Rasul was in here right before you, and he said, look, I'm not a superstar. We've got two superstars on this team, 12 and 17. But when you have a guy like him, a guy like Allen, who obviously made a big play for you tonight, what does that mean for you guys?
Well, I think oftentimes the idea of being a role player is looked at as you're a secondary contributor. But we have guys who play important roles for us. I'm not saying I don't think Rasul's a role player. He's a star. I mean, he's got incredible ball skills. He's around the football all the time, and he's changed our team. He really has. Allen is a role player in the most positive, respectful possible way. I mean, he does all the dirty work for us, run the football in the run game blocking, and then I think he's had some really good games in a row. He stacked 3 good games in a row. He's played consistent and made a lot of plays. And that's what we expect out of him. That's what he expects out of himself. So I'm really, really proud of him. There's a lot of unsung heroes as well that might not get all the recognition, obviously, or even any recognition. But, I'm really proud of EQ, what he brings to our team. And, he's going to get involved at some point in the passing game, but I'm really proud of him. A.J. Dillon's had a really nice season. He's done a lot of great things for us, catching the football well, breaking tackles, running hard in 4-minute mode. And then the line, you got to look at the line. No sacks tonight. Now, no Miles, I give him a lot of credit. I mean, he was out there on one leg. It seemed like, most guys probably be on the sidelines taking a week off, but not him. But we held him to no sacks. It took a couple shots, but no sacks was incredible. So all those guys, Ben coming in, Yash, John, Lucas, Royce, and Big Dennis, man, it's been fun playing with those guys. They battle, they battle. They love the battle. And I came in the huddle on that 3rd and 2 at the end of the game, asked if they wanted to go on a hard count, and they all almost in unison said, "Yeah, hell yeah." So they were pretty juiced up, I think, as much as I was, that we drew them off sides and closed that game out. But love playing with those guys. This is a fun team, a really fun group of guys. And it's, we've made some really smart additions, some in the off season, some mid season, and a lot of them have really paid off.
All right, we'll just do 2 more. Aaron Nagler.
Aaron, going back to the series that Ben had to come in at left tackle, you mentioned having to get a few runs in. Do you feel somewhat hampered when that happens, in the sense of, is everything still on the plate? Because we all know you run everything at the line of scrimmage.
I mean, I think everything should have been on the plate. Ben's a professional. I think he's really improved. I think he's had a really nice year. I watch him, from time to time on the look team, and he does a great job. He plays right tackle, left tackle. He's a mountain of a man. I mean, he's a giant human. And I have a lot of faith and trust in him. So, I think, I get maybe the first down run, but when you're playing, that series, for whatever reason, they said, we're going to stop the run and get 3 and out. And in that situation, maybe we be a little more aggressive moving down the line. Just trust, and that's what I told Matt. Just trust me. Put the ball in my hands, and I'm going to make the right decision and get us in the right play. And I think that was an opportunity there to turn the tide and get the momentum back on our side.
All right, last one. Bill Huber.
Aaron, I know you have just talked about Garrett maybe not being at his best tonight, but can you just speak of what Yash has done? He's faced the top 5 in sacks, the top 5 in 7 starts. I think he's given up like a sack in 2 of the games. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's totally amazing. And that's the beauty in football. And I said it after I think the Niner game, or one of the games, but this game shows you something different all the time, and it surprises you. And there's stories that emerge every single season that warm your heart and make you feel good about what you're doing and how special this game is. And that's one of them. Yash is one of them. He was a bubble guy in camp, and I thought he had a nice camp. I was wondering how he'd fit on the squad. And sure enough, he was thrust in the starting lineup pretty quickly. And he's done a great job. And I love in this game when the confidence that a player starts to gain allows them to open up and you see more of the personality. I think it's a really special part of this. And And we've loved seeing that personality from Yash, not just the robot, but his confidence and him talking. Well, he's a quiet man by nature. You know, he's goes about his business and doesn't say a whole lot, makes zero excuses, and just goes out and plays hard. But I'm really proud of him. It's fun to see his personality. David told me a long time ago, he's always been a big Yash fan, Bakhtiari. He said he's got incredible feet. And if he learns, you know, just a little intricacies of playing left tackle, he thought he could be a really great player. And I think he's matched up his feet. Obviously, he's got great feet, but his punch and his confidence. And you're talking about some of the best players in the league he's gone against. And, you know, we've given him some help at times, but there's been a lot of one-on-ones. And I'm really proud of how he's played and love seeing him in the huddle and seeing his personality continue to come out and grow and shine, because he's a great human being.
All right, that's all, Aaron. Thank you. Merry Christmas.
All right, a very Merry Christmas for Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. If you're just joining us or missed the beginning of that post-game interview, we spent a lot of time talking about Davante Adams. 66 and 67, the most by a duo in franchise history, passing Rodgers and Jordy Nelson, and that combination a couple times, because we know Rodgers has played with some great pass catchers, Jennings, Driver, Cobb, Jones, and Finley. Great players like Charles Woodson. He said, best player I've played with. That was Davante Adams. And then someone followed up and said, are you sure just offensively or anybody? And then Rodgers reiterated with, quote, most dominant player I've played with.